We're not a cult.
But we're weird. We're one of a kind all the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I really feel like there were a few extra children in there.
I didn't recognize some of them.
We're the Bakers.
Hey, Gabrielle. Sorry, I don't have my Sunday's best on for you. I would have. My other journalist outside couldn't show up, so now I'm like on the side of the road, my hazard lights talking to you. I wish you could see what's really in the background. It's crazy, but
I got
always
my
a-
Birkenstocks on. Feel at home. It's fine. It's that hour of the day. Just get comfortable. It's fine.
well, who better to talk to? I mean, not who better, but I mean, you definitely know about dealing with a blended family, and I'm dealing with the same thing too. Like, can we talk about some of the challenges? I know there's like definitely a wrong way to deal with it, which we see playing out on social media with some artists I won't name, but I mean, like, what are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome or that you've accomplished when dealing with blending families together?
Yeah, I mean, anytime that there is another adult person that has every right to be around and involved in your life and the decision making, that goes on in your household, it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge. And when you compound that with past hurts, ego, pride, the need to be right or what have you, and you stop centering the needs and peace of children that did not ask to be here, you're doing it wrong. When you do not adhere to the custody agreement, you're doing it wrong. When you make your private family business, the business of your, family, friends, community, or the internet, you are doing it wrong. So I think what we're seeing in Cheaper by the Dozen is you see some of those hiccups, some of those boundary issues that, Paul's ex-wife presents by, having my clothes on, or Dom feeling like he should be able to have access to the kids even when it's not his court mandated time, and that because he brings such expensive gifts, that's supposed to negate the custody agreement, and just figuring out how best to cover all the kids, but it is a challenge. But when it's done well, you just all you're doing is multiplying the love, multiplying the protection, multiplying the opportunities, and you're putting your own BS to the side for the greater good of your children. And if people are that jacked up, your kids aren't idiots. They will figure it out eventually. It is not your job to nudge them into whatever it is, the acknowledgement or the revelation that you would like them to have today.
Did you want some ice?
Oh, no, we're okay. Buddy, how many fingers am I holding up?
4.
So he's back to normal.
Before you say anything, it's not what it seems.
So you guys weren't having a Fast and Furious style race against Danny Chen for money?
Whoa. I just realized we're not smarter than you. You guys are so irresponsible. I've been in bed the whole time.
Honey, you still have your helmet on.
This is my sleeping helmet.
Okay. All right, you two out of here. What am I gonna do with you two?
Go to your room.
But do you want to do our TikTok dance with us, Daddy? Yeah, because we're so irresistibly adorable.
Don't try and charm me with our TikTok dance. And you're not even doing it right. You have to clap the back of the hands and then throw. You're embarrassment to the family. Go to your room.
We tried. We always do.
But how do you like? Because one of the big things is if you have a teenage kid, especially a teenage girl. If I was just to hypothetically, like, it seems like they're having like these moments. How do you operate in that space where teenagers are already going through these emotional things, and now you have to introduce this new adult? Like, what's some activities or things that you would suggest to a blended family or somebody going into that space to try to bring these new people together to kind of understand each other?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is you have to understand that you are never going to replace their mother or their father, right? Ever. Even if they are no longer with us, if they are dead, you still cannot replace them. So trying to shove folks into people's lives in a like parental capacity is not wise. And then once you are in that space, it is not your job to discipline. It is not your job to offer commentary. It is not your job to set schedules or structure. Like that is not your job. It is your job to be an additional, caring, nurturing adult that is following the rules that are already established by the child's parents, which can be challenging because you're often put in the position of being like a parent, like an insta parent. And then you're wondering why the kid is rejecting you. No, what they're rejecting is it feels like you're trying to erase my parent, the parent that is not present in this moment. And that is never your job. And that should never be your space. You have to understand what your lane is, and still find joy in it. You can still find joy in all of the amazing things that these kids are doing, no matter what the age, but especially when they're teens, they're close to cooked. They have their own ideas about the kinds of people that they would choose for themselves. And if you're basically choosing someone that you're shoving into the home or in their faces that they probably wouldn't choose for themselves, it's a learning curve. You know what I mean? And don't expect Moonlight and Roses day one or even year one. It can take time, just like any relationship, but it comes from being consistent. So if you're a disciplinarian in your own life, stay that way. If you are a pushover, stay that way. If you're whatever it is that you're into, just be you. Don't switch it up to try to be something, for these kids that you cannot maintain. They can smell it a mile away and they will call you out and not like you for it. So yeah, just be yourself, stay consistent. If you say you're gonna do something, do it, and stay in your lane, and always respect the other parents. Always.
Well, this is a great fresh take on it. I know I have challenges blending, to blend a dozen people is like is amazing. But I love the movie. I love the fresh take. I always love you and whatever you're doing, and I like that y'all keep your family business to pretty personal. But you might need to write a book right now. People might need to read this book just today, just so that they could get their own head straight on how to deal with this and not be crazy on Twitter right now. But thanks for the time, Gabrielle. I'm glad y'all made it work with me in the middle of the street with my hazard lights on to talk to you.
No, and thank you. Stay safe. Stay safe. Get back in your car. Get home safe, man.